My goodness, look at the tension in the room. Or rather, look at the tension in you. If you really pay attention to the sensation of being you right now, you might notice a subtle, vibrating hum of anxiety. It's like a taut wire running right down the center of your being. It is the feeling of holding on. It is the feeling that if you do not keep a very close watch on yourself and on the world, everything will simply fall apart. We are going to look into this matter of struggle. Why is it that human beings seem to have a unique capacity for making themselves miserable? We see the birds and the cats and the swaying trees, and they don't seem to be having a nervous breakdown about whether they're being a good tree or a successful cat. They just are. But you and I? Oh, we are in a constant state of combat. And the funny thing is, the enemy we are fighting is usually a ghost. You see, the root of the struggle is the enormous, impossible desire to control the uncontrollable. We have this idea, and it is a very fascinating social institution, really, that inside your skin there is a self, a center, an ego. You feel like you are a little man or a little woman sitting inside your head, somewhere between the ears and behind the eyes. You are the pilot. You are the chauffeur. And this body of yours is a vehicle, and the world outside is the road. And you believe very sincerely that it is your job to steer this vehicle, to force it to go where you want, and to manipulate the world around you so that it suits your whims. But there is a problem, a very serious technical problem with this arrangement. The world is a wiggly thing. It is full of bumps and curves and unexpected weather. Clouds change shape, water flows, people change their minds, cells divide, tragedy strikes, joy erupts. It is all wiggling. And you, with your grid-like mind, with your concepts and your plans and your schedules, you are trying to put a straitjacket on a wiggly world. You are trying to smooth out the ocean with a flat iron. And naturally, this is exhausting. Consider for a moment the absurdity of your situation. You are trying to control your own mind. You say to yourself, I must concentrate. I must not have bad thoughts. I must be happy. But who is the I that is commanding, and who is the me that is supposed to obey? If you try to make your mind quiet, you are like a person trying to smooth rough water with a flat iron. All you do is disturb it further. You see, the more you try to force the mind to be still, the more agitated it becomes. The more you try to force yourself to fall asleep, the more wide awake you are. The more you try to stop trembling, the more you shake. This is the feedback loop of anxiety. This is the mechanism of struggle. You are anxious that you might be anxious. You are worried that you might worry. You are suffering because you are in pain, and you think you shouldn't be in pain. So now you are in pain about being in pain. It is a hall of mirrors. And why do we do this? Why do we tie ourselves in these psychological knots? Because we want to be safe. We want to be permanent. We have the sensation that this little ego, must survive at all costs. We are terrified of the flow of time, because time means change, and change eventually means death. So we build concrete bunkers out of our concepts. We try to freeze the moment. We try to hold on to happiness when it comes, grasping at it like you try to grasp water in your fist. But the harder you squeeze, the faster it slips through your fingers. You see, you cannot get away from the fact that you are not in the universe. You are the universe. But the ego feels separate. It feels like a stranger in a strange land. It feels like a lonely consciousness trapped in a bag of skin, confronted by a universe that doesn't seem to give a damn about it. And so, the ego declares war. It declares war on nature, war on others, and most violently, war on itself. We are always trying to get one up on the universe. We are trying to beat the game. We think that if we can just organize enough, if we can just get enough insurance policies, enough money, enough status, enough spiritual merit, then we will finally be secure. We will finally be in control. But this is all based on a false premise. It is based on the premise that there is a you independent of the experience. Let me give you an illustration. Can you hear the sound of the traffic outside, or the hum of the computer, or the sound of my voice? Now, ordinarily you say, I hear the sound, as if I am one thing and sound is another, and somehow they meet. But is that true? Can you separate the hearer from the sound? If there is no sound, there is no hearer. If there is no hearer, there is no sound. They arise together. They are one event, but we split them. We split the world into subject and object, controller and controlled. And once you've made that split, you have created a gap. And in that gap, all the demons of anxiety are born. So you struggle. You struggle to bridge the gap that you created. You struggle to make the object, the world, your feelings, your future, obey the subject, your will. But look at your will. What is it? You say, I have free will. I can choose to lift my hand. Yes, indeed. But do you know how you lift your hand? Do you know how to fire the specific neurons to contract the muscles? Do you knowingly regulate your heartbeat? Do you consciously grow your hair? Do you shape your own fingernails? No, it happens. It happens of itself. The great you, the real deep down you, is doing all of this without the little you having the faintest idea how it's done. You are growing this body and beating this heart just as much as you are shining the sun and turning the earth. But the ego takes credit for the hand lifting and blames the universe for the heart stopping. It is a case of mistaken identity. You confuse your mask, your persona, your idea of yourself with your actual being. Your idea of yourself is a static thing. It's a concept. It's like a photograph. But your actual being is a river. It is a process. It is a flowing energy that never stops for a second.